make sense of West Africa's investment world. This podcast is brought to you by Daba, your most comprehensive platform for investing in African stocks, bonds, and managed funds. You can download the Daba app on your favorite Google and Apple app stores. We're kicking off with some important signals on the market. While a few standout stocks posted strong performances, the BRVM overall slipped slightly back into negative territory. Investors are watching carefully, especially as July comes to a close and sectors like industry, energy, and consumer staples are proving more resilient than others. So, what happened on the market today? Which stocks performed well? Which ones stumbled? And what does it all mean for you? As an investor, entrepreneur, or someone just starting to build wealth in Francophone West Africa? Let's break it all down together. Let's get into it. Let's start with the day's top-performing stocks. Unilever Côte d'Ivoire posted a remarkable gain of 7.5%, closing at 48,970 francs CFA. While we won't focus on Unilever today, it's worth noting the broader market context that allowed such moves. SAFCA Côte d'Ivoire also made waves, rising 7.38% to close at 800 francs CFA. This industrial player is drawing more attention thanks to recent buying momentum and solid fundamentals. Bernabé CI was up 3.59%, finishing at 1,300 francs CFA. The company, which supplies industrial tools and equipment, has gained more than 22% so far this year, confirming its steady growth trajectory. Also in the green, FILTISAC CI rose 2.89% to 4,990 francs CFA. The company has now gained nearly 170% since the start of the year, making it a strong performer in the packaging segment. Bank of Africa Benin rounded out the day's top 5 gainers, climbing 2.86% to close at 4,120 francs CFA. This reflects ongoing investor confidence in regional banking groups. But not all stocks finished the session on a high note. Let's take a look at the day's main decliners. Sucrivoire dropped 3.85%, closing at 1,000 francs CFA. Even though its annual performance is still up, the drop may indicate a phase of correction or investor profit-taking. CFAO Motors CI fell 3.65%, ending the day at 660 francs CFA. This is a sign that cyclical consumption-related stocks are still facing challenges in the current climate. Société Générale Côte d'Ivoire lost 3.46%, closing at 25,000 francs CFA. This banking heavyweight is still positive for the year but saw a pullback, possibly linked to dividend adjustments or portfolio rebalancing. Tractafric Motors CI slipped 3.42% to 2,680 francs CFA, and Société Ivoirienne de Banque declined 3.03% to close at 4,800 francs CFA, capping off the day's biggest losers. Now, let's talk about the broader market indexes. The BRVM Composite Index ended the day at 310.89 points, reflecting a small dip of 0.12%. That said, since the start of the year, the composite has climbed more than 12.6%. Proof that the general market trend remains positive over the longer term. The BRVM Principal Index rose slightly by 0.28% to 187.08 points. This index includes the largest and most actively traded stocks and was supported by gains in banking and industrial stocks. In contrast, the BRVM Prestige Index dropped 0.62%, settling at 128.86 points. A sign that some of the market's premium listings are facing headwinds, perhaps after strong runs in previous sessions. Let's dig into sector performance. Industrial stocks led the way, rising 2.17%. Companies like SAFCA, FILTISAC, and Bernabé contributed heavily to this positive trend. The energy sector was also strong, posting a gain of 1.98%. Total Energies. Côte d'Ivoire ended the day at 2,525 francs CFA, riding a wave of renewed investor interest and positive commodity sentiment. Consumer staples, a historically defensive sector, rose 1.75%, driven by strong performances from Unilever and Nestlé Côte d'Ivoire. For many retail investors, this sector continues to be a cornerstone of their portfolio. The utilities sector saw modest growth of 1.08%, buoyed by a 2.22% gain in CIECI, which closed at 2,300 francs CFA. On the other hand, the financial sector pulled back 1.11% as several banking stocks, including Société Générale CI and NSIA Bank, lost ground. Discretionary consumption stocks were the weakest sector of the day, falling 2.57%. This reflects more cautious sentiment around spending trends and corporate earnings outlooks. Let's turn to the bond market now. The debt segment saw 6 bond trades on July 31st, totaling 110,400 francs CFA in value. While that's a lower trading volume than in previous sessions, it underscores the market's stability and long-term orientation. Notable activity included a 10-year bond from the public treasury of Côte d'Ivoire, which traded at face value for 1 million francs CFA. This kind of instrument remains popular for institutional and conservative retail investors seeking predictable cash flows. We also saw secondary trading on a 20-year TPBJ bond at 5.85%, worth 1.16 million francs CFA. That's strong demand for long-dated paper, even in a quiet session. Many other bonds, particularly 8-year and 10-year sovereign bonds from Mali, Senegal, and Burkina Faso, remained flat, confirming the current mood of capital preservation among fixed-income participants. If you're looking for stable returns without the volatility of equities, bonds remain a smart complement to your portfolio, especially in Francophone Africa, where rates are still attractive. If you're listening and wondering how to spot opportunities like today's industrial gains, or avoid surprises like the pullback in banking stocks, don't navigate alone. Subscribe to Daba Pro. With Daba Pro, you receive weekly investment recommendations, detailed stock reports, exclusive insights, and lower fees for investing. With Daba Pro, you don't just follow the markets, you get ahead of them. That's all for today's episode. Thanks for listening to the Daba Markets Talk podcast. We'll be back tomorrow with another update. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave a rating, follow us, and share with friends. Remember, this information is for educational purposes. Always do your own research or consult with a financial advisor before making investment decisions. And download the Daba app on your app store to start investing in African stocks, bonds, and manage portfolios through your phone and find other helpful content. Until next time, keep learning and keep growing your financial knowledge.